as you all can see, we are celebrating Holy Week in such a way where we've never experienced before. And this is God's way of saying time out. And of course, in theological terms, we say this is a chastisement. And that's not to accuse anybody of anything, but that's the reality of the situation. When God warns us, and clearly, and He has been warning about a drastic thing, although I didn't know the details of it, for some time now. And one of the things we learn here in Holy Week is that, by the way, Jesus was not just crucified, they crucified him among two thieves and put him in the middle as if he is the chief thief, if you will. Of course, Jesus was not, and he is the only sinless one, we say. And of course, there was one thief on the right and one on the left. And we call one of them good and the other not good. And the difference between those two is one was mocking Jesus in a way. If you're the Son of God, save us and save yourself. And the good thief rebukes him. He says to him, don't you fear God? We deserve what we got. But this man has done nothing wrong. And then he calls on Jesus and with the famous words that we know and we repeat just about in every liturgy. Lord, remember me when thou comest into thy kingdom. And Jesus answers him, today you will be with me in paradise. Now, do not misunderstand today, as God's day may be different than the way we experience days, as the scriptures teach us. But nevertheless, the difference between the two is one mocked and lied, and the other one told the truth. And one of the things we learn in the Holy Scriptures of the Old Testament, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, that one of the 7 things that God hates is a lying tongue. And of course, in the 10 Commandments, we say, thou shalt not bear false witness. In other words, don't lie. And when Jesus gave up his spirit on the cross, and the way it was done and what happened, the earth shook, and Jesus spoke with a loud voice to the point that the centurion acknowledged him to be the Son of God. And the centurion becomes a saint in the church. Saint Longinus, I believe, is the name. And that's a lesson to be learned, folks, that for those who tell the truth and acknowledge God, they become, how should I say, one with God, close to God, with God. They put God on their side. And this is the time, the Lord says, is that people have to contemplate what just happened as a virus has literally put the whole world to a halt in a way. And we're locked down for a reason. And the Lord says this because we cannot tell the truth anymore.